Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
At 8:03 this morning on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates, we are joined with Mr. Joshua Powder, owner of the company Ox Audio Company, that is, here to advertise the upcoming event, the big event that we have been seeing on all our social media platforms, Arise. Good morning, Mr. Joshua. How are you?
Morning to you. I'm fine.
All right. So we'll get right into it. Tell us about the event, the where, the when, what time do we show up, how do we dress?
So Arise is a clarion call, an undeniable clarion call to the church for us to come together and petition God for change on the island. We can clearly see so much happening on the island, by extension the entire country for that matter, in terms of challenges. And we said we want to come together as a church, as one body under Christ, and petition. So we have an hour of prayer happening from 5 to 6. This is on March 31st, Easter Sunday. And then following an hour of prayer, we have about, you could say, three and a half hours of praise and worship, partnering with ministers like Bijan Pierre, Chantal Lindsay, Cassandra Powder, Ezekiel, even Divine Voices. You had a young lady from that group on the program this morning.
George, yes.
Yeah, and so many more. And it's an exciting time. I think, why not a time like this? We see so much happening. Let us actually band together and petition God for change.
Right. So you mentioned Bijan Pierre, and I'm not favoring, because I know all the other artists, they do a really good job. But I smiled when I heard Bijan Pierre. So there is an upcoming concert, Arise, and if you want to see Bijan Pierre in concert, you are invited to Arise. Mm-hmm. So could you give us an overview of what to expect? Well, you mentioned some of the artists. What would the general vibe be? How do I dress? Is it a church setting? Stuff like that.
So that's an interesting question. I think that come as presentably as you want to come to enjoy. Right. Come in attire that you'll be comfortable praising and worshiping in. It's not just an event or a concert, but more so a really serious time for us to come together as a community, as an island, to really pray. I know we've had prayer events, and I know that we do believe, at least to a great extent, that prayer does change things. But when it comes to corporate prayer, when it comes to coming together as one, as a community, as villages, churches,
yes,
whatever denomination you're coming from, we really think now is the time, and Arise is the place to be where we can all petition God for change, things that are happening in homes, things that are happening in communities, things that we are unpleased about. Let us petition God to intervene.
And that is what the concert is about.
That is what it is about.
Yes. Is there any cost attached to this concert?
No, so the event is completely free. We have a number of sponsors on board, being both Christian businesses and also support from different persons in authority. And we're very grateful for that support. And so we've been able to pour back into the people of Tobago. And us as an audio company, of course, we're sponsoring audio. So we're very excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What inspired the planning? Where did the idea stem from?
Yeah. Great. So Arise, even though it sounds new, the reality is we as a committee, we as Christian abiding members of the committee, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, right. Meaning persons like Kern Cowan, Glow, persons like Vern Joseph in his presence, Cassandra Powder, Ecclesia Movement, she used to have a Mother's Day event. And this, Pastor Frank, Sunfest, because Sunfest usually happens on that weekend. And so Arise is, we're really just a product of persons that have gone before and paved the way. And we have chosen to do something within that time slot where we can come together and really petition God.
The names that you just mentioned are a part of the committee?
No. But they are leaders, I would want to say, in the faith, in the industry. And we've gleaned a lot from them. We've learned to respect them and see how they would have operated and sort of mimicked their wisdom, I should say.
Yeah. All right. That's really lovely to hear. So where can we find more information on the event?
Well, hopefully the information finds you on Facebook and Instagram.
I mean, it did find me. I think if it found me, it could find everybody else.
Exactly. We have a lot of information coming from our main Instagram page, which is Ox, which is AUXT.T. And most likely you see it pop up somewhere on your phone, advertising to you.
If it's not Facebook, it's Instagram, guys. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Joshua Powder, for coming to tell us about the upcoming big event based on my social media posts. The upcoming concert, Arise. This was Mr. Joshua Powder, owner of the audio company Orcs, who will be the host of this event. And that brings us to the end of Youth Wednesdays, folks. I end off with saying good luck to Mr. Marcus Wiley. He is a 10-year-old from Black Rock, Tobago, attending the Scarborough Methodist School, and he is making history as the youngest participant to advance to the semi-final stage of the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, which would be on March 28th and 23rd and 24th. He would be competing against 33 other spoken word artists in the semifinals at the Central Bank Auditorium, Port of Spain. So we encourage you, Mr. Marcus Wiley, to go forward and do your best. I mean, the competition might be hot, but you have it. You will win. I say you would win. All right? So thank you so much, viewers, for being with us on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. We continue on Tobago Updates, of course, with Good Morning Tobago with Miss Candice Jackson.